tab allows you to search for houses, obviously. MLS is, that's what it does, multiple listing service. And basically what we've done here is built a dashboard that allows you to really get a feel for an area code. So once you find the area code you're actually looking for, you have all sorts of information about houses, price houses, what's selling, allows you to actually calculate some loans. We built this dashboard out. Just to show you how to add to some of this, the lower right section there, recent sales, we haven't completed yet. So on the left-hand side where Shai is something we call data controls. And this is one of those simplifications. So a data control can be basically any source of data, whether it's some Java code you've done, any web service, any framework. It can be your BI data out of your BI US base or Oracle BI or anybody's BI. It can be a connection or adapter. You basically have that. You don't care where the source is. It all shows up the same in this palette. You can drag the source over onto the page and just drop it. Based on what the source is, it will give you some options of things. We're going to choose a graph here. Graph wizard comes up. I'm going to choose a line graph, dual Y, and hit OK. It inspects the data, shows me what the data is. In this particular case, it's actually coming from a third-party system, but I don't actually care. I can decide what my accesses are going to be. Hit OK, and I'm done. So again, we sort of simplified having to know about a lot of different things in the back end to do this. And it gets dropped in the page as that lower region on the right there. So let's go ahead and run this, and you can see some of the other components at work as well. So there's a property inspector down there on the lower right-hand side. While we're waiting on this, show me the source pane as well. So every editor we have in Jdeveloper basically has source, right? So if you want to get down, the visual editor isn't working for you, you can actually get down into the source. That's for Bibble, for events, whatever it happens to be. We're trying to make it more productive in the visual environment. I think we demoed that sometimes it's not. If you wanted to get down into the source code and model with yourself, you can switch back and forth. It's all the same data. There's no generation process. You're not forced to use any of this. So the main page of our app actually shows off one of our components. This is called our hierarchical viewer. It basically takes any tree of data and displays it any way you want. In this particular case, we made these little placards showing the different towns. So you can slide through. This happens to be rendering in Flash, but you didn't need to know any Flash to build this. You can slide to different locations. If you look at the children of these, it shows some zip codes. You can isolate one of the zip codes into the thing. Look at the houses in there. Toggle through the different houses. So it's a nice visual way to do this, right? Writing this yourself would require a lot of knowledge about the technologies and a lot of work. This literally you get in a declarative environment. So RenderKit takes care of really rendering all this stuff. So this looks like a great place to live, 940161. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And now we're back at our dashboard here that we just created. So again, this is a dashboard component. These are different sections. You can drag and drop these sections around and order them the way that you want to. You build the dashboard itself, customize that like you expect to do. Go ahead and expand those things. Here's a map. So we have a Java Surfaces component that's just a map. It hooks into whatever back-end data you want. The big bubbles are prices of houses over $1 million. The lower ones are less than. You click on one, get the information from the house. So really bringing together a lot of different information from a lot of different types of sources and being able to do that with a single skill set into a single application is really what we're looking for. So Shai is going to buy a house here. We're going to set our mortgage rate and look for right houses in the $9 million, $500,000 range. You can see the little red bar is what can he afford, so he can't quite afford that, so keep hitting, there we go. So now he knows how much he can afford at the different rates, and we can go ahead and actually start searching for houses. Our table has a built-in query function in it if you want to turn it on, so it actually queries on the fields automatically. You don't have to wire any of that up. And now I can see houses in that price range, greater than $8 million, paying you too much, less than $800,000, and double click on that, and again you get more info on the house. So this is just a good example of showing off a little different types of components, right? I mean, what we hear back a lot is the technologies keep changing, and I think they still will. I don't think we're done. JavaScript and DHTML are being advanced in the browsers. A lot of the next generation browsers have built-in compiled engines for those technologies, so they're not interpreted, so to increase them. Obviously, Adobe and Flash is going to continue. Silverlight is coming. I actually have a prototype that we built that actually renders in Silverlight, right? So still, it's a Java Surfaces component, and if that's where the technology goes, that's where we're taking it. So rather than sort of committing to a particular technology and putting all your eggs in that basket, it's really about building